DHG here doing Crackdown 2. How bad is it? Okay, now this game is quite a bit different from the first, and I'm starting to see why I didn't like it. I'll show you why once I get into the main game here. Okay, now...
Agent, that's enough hand-holding. You know what to do now. Get the remaining absorption units active and online, then get the beacons deployed and detonated. Let's fry those freaks.
Alright, now if you remember from the first game, if you've played it, I'm assuming most of you have, you'll know that the first game was all about going out and killing the generals, and then killing the Kingpin. In this game, I don't even think there are generals. I mean, I haven't come across any yet, and I've been playing for maybe about 2 to 3 hours just collecting orbs and shit. But other than that, I think there might be one Kingpin, whoever is the leader of this cell organization. But where she's at, I don't know. If there's even a boss fight with her, I don't know. And it seems like there's only one enemy gang, which is Cell, other than the freaks, which don't really constitute an enemy gang. When it comes to agency checkpoints, you got all these different ones, which this is the one thing that I think they actually did a little bit better. In the first game, Crackdown, all you had to do was just clear out like maybe 2 or 3 people and then press Y on the enemy checkpoint. Here you have to go up, press start, and then fend off a couple waves of enemies, and then you clear the checkpoint. So that's kind of cool. But when it comes to what they seem to have replaced the general system with, let me get this back up here. Okay. Yes, these Sunburst systems, which eliminates the freaks. Apparently you have to activate all of them and then do the final Sunburst, which is what I'm going to do here. Try to get another one of them going, but it looks like they're spread throughout the entire city, and everything's just based off of these stupid Sunburst things. Why would you get rid of a winning system? That's what I don't understand. Like, the General and Kingpin system, that was what that entire game was based off of. And it worked well. It was largely the same thing that Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction did. So, why get rid of it? I'm simply just at a loss for words. They had a winning formula, and they just ditched it. The only thing I can think of as to maybe why they did it is because when this game came out in 2010, the whole zombie fad was still in like full swing. From Dead Rising 2, Call of Duty World at War with the zombies mode and all that shit. So that was that and horde modes where you just fend off waves of enemies like Gears of War 2, shit like that. Still popular, so I think they might have just tried to fold that into this gameplay, but it doesn't fit.
Now is the time to take arms and take back our city.
Everything here appears to be in place, Agent. Now it's just a matter of activation.
Make every neighborhood an ambush, every street a battlefield, every peacekeeper a target.
You can eliminate the freaks with any weapon you want, but there are certain weapons that are a lot more powerful against them. Like, I think you get access to this thing called a UV shotgun, or a UV weapon, something like that. Which kind of makes it feel like a Borderlands-style damage system, which they added in Crackdown 3. I didn't care for it. I also don't like the aesthetic of this game that much. Like, the first game felt a lot more like an actual city. This one's just very decrepit. Just a pain to look at. It's basically the same map with a few modifications, but it's just not pleasant to look at all, despite the graphical upgrades that this game got, which there's a few. Graphically, the game does look noticeably better.
Feels good to still be alive, huh?
Okay, and that's another thing they added. There's day-night cycles like there was in the first game, but that was mainly just a aesthetic thing. It didn't mean anything gameplay-wise. In this game, more enemies come out at night, the freaks come out at night, it's just more dangerous in general. It doesn't really add much. I mean, it's not like Dying Light or anything where it gets significantly more tough at night, gets significantly harder. Something else I've noticed. The targeting system here. In the first Crackdown, if you wanted to get a full, like a quick lock-on on enemies, you had to upgrade your shooting skill. Here, as you can see, as long as you're aiming dead center, you perfect aim. So what's the point of upgrading my shooting skill? I don't know if I'm right about this, but maybe you lock on to the different parts quicker. That's the only thing I can tell. Even then, they inverted the controls for that. Like, you used to press up on the right thumbstick to target the head. Now I don't know if it's because I have my controls inverted and they decided to invert that too, but now I press down. It's just a bit confusing. I don't really know why they did that. This was one of the areas that... Let me kill these guys and I'll look around for a second. Was this the one that the main guy was at? Yeah. This was where one of the kingpins in the first game was at. Instead of having a kingpin here, they got one of these stupid Sunburst things. Dumbest decision ever, getting rid of the kingpins and the generals for this Sunburst system. No wonder I didn't like it back when I first played it. I'm dead.
Dangerously low, Agent. You'd better tread carefully and give yourself
Too many
time to
people up
heal.
there. I might be able to get up there from that little platform. Still trying to figure out how to divide these videos up. Because in the first game I just did 2 generals, and then whenever the Kingpin was there, he got his own video. And this is just all this Sunburst crap. Unless they add something to the game later, like I just haven't unlocked the generals yet. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think I'm getting up there this way. Hey, there's a blue orb. Those things are a lot harder to find in this one. Like, they really went out of their way to hide them in this game. Yeah, I've only found 3. At this point in the first game, I had found like maybe 30. Something else I noticed. Instead of picking up weapons and taking them back to the supply point to unlock them like you do in the first game, this, as your firearm skill levels up, you unlock more weapons. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. I would rather, I mean, just from going from the first game to this one, I think I would rather have the old system. This system where you just unlock the shit and then it's available for you, because there are still some ones that you have to collect and take back, but it just seems to be a little bit more user-friendly. That being said, I still don't like it as much. get rid of these barrels. Oh, that's something else I noticed. Lock on in this game is a pain in the ass. Like in the first game, if there was a barrel standing next to an enemy, you had to aim directly at the barrel and then lock on to it for it to actually target it. In this, sometimes, like... Okay. Let's just say there was 6 enemies standing up there by that barrel. In the first Crackdown, it would target the enemies, and you would have to aim directly at it like that to get a lock on the barrel. But in this game, it'll just jump straight to the barrel, leaving the enemies there. That's gotten me killed quite a few times so far. I don't know why they made that change. It's not a good idea. Where's that orb? Oh, it's above me.
Road races can give your driving skills a serious boost. Look for the distinctive triggers throughout Pacific City.
Don't get triggered. That word wasn't even a thing back when this game came out.
Mobilize lethal hit squads at short notice. These bastards are armed for bear and relentless. If they show up on your track,
They're armed with bears?
Minimize engagement until things calm down.
Bitch, get out of here. Alright, back to the water. Oh, they just started flooding out of there. Can't jump up there. Why did they all respawn down here? At least in the first game, when you clear an area out, they remained kind of cleared out for a while. I mean, there was a couple of general boss fights where my initial attack didn't work out and I had to, you know, I died and I respawned. But nothing like this, my god. Fuckers are just respawning relentlessly. Even the barrels respawned. The new lock-on system is a lot easier than the first game, but I think that was the entire point of why they made you level up your shooting skills in the first game. It's the whole point of leveling up your firearm skill in this game is just to unlock new weapons. They made it redundant. Man, I'm gonna have a lot to write down on this one. I mean, the overall gameplay seems fairly fun, but it's not Crackdown. In fact, the best analogy I think I can make would be, If you tried to compare Saints Row with Agents of Mayhem, they're not the same game, but they're kind of are in a way. Get rid of these barrels before they blow me up. The explosions don't sound as good either. I mean, in the first game, the explosions were like, boom, like speaker thumping. This thing kind of sounds like a wet fart. Do these grenades sound any better? Not really. I mean, it's not as loud. Like, the first game had quite a wide dynamic range. Some of the ballistic firearms weren't that loud, but when you blew something up, it was very loud. This game evens that out a little bit more. A little more narrow dynamic range. I can't say that's a good thing, though. Finally got up here. This is where a kingpin used to be.
Loving activation, and it's good to go.
Now it's just got one of these damn things.
This unit is fully activated and working like a charm. Good work, Agent.
I mean, I'm kind of in the train of thought that if this is all that there is in this game, it's just going around and activating these damn things in every corner of the city. It doesn't really vary between going from one to the other, whereas in the first game when you went on and fought a new general or you fought the Kingpin, each fight varied. Like, each one had different defenses. Chernenko was a great example where he had the freaks, he let them all out. This is all pretty much just the same shit in a different place. You could make that argument with the generals in the first game, but they each had their own unique flavor, in my opinion. Like, no two general fights were the same. These, you're just killing cell members in a different location to activate something. Alright, where's the last one at? There's all the freaks! Let's see if I can farm some explosive points off of them. Oh, you get, like, no explosive points. 1 or 2 orbs per all those kills? What a shame.
Freaks, Agent. fast and headed your way. Watch your back.
This is another thing they added I don't like. When you go into targeted aim mode, your movement slows down. The entire point of the first Crackdown was fast-paced combat. Why are they making me slow? That guy had a lot of McDonald's. I need ammo. I mean, Crackdown was even a lot of fun to watch just because your character ended up moving so fast and could target things so quick. I don't know why they added that slowdown. It just... Well, I don't understand why they added a lot of shit in this game, to be honest. The freaks were already there, but why did they put them forefront?
This absorption unit's ticking over nicely.
Actually, just let me go get a new loadout here. This one's forking garbage. This weapon kind of reminds me of an MP7. Oh, that was a civvy. Yep, give me my normal. I don't think I've unlocked any explosives yet. UV shotgun will come in handy since all the freaks are out. A harpoon, not unlocked yet. Rocket launcher? Grenade launcher. That's a weird looking rocket launcher. Okay, yeah, I don't have any of that crap unlocked yet. The UV shotgun. This thing fries freaks. Well, that did nothing. Okay, looks like I'm not farming points off of them. Would have been nice. Test this UV shotgun out. Yeah.
12 o'clock, and all is deadly. Stay alert.
Less vehicles on the road. Of course, this takes place after the authoritarian government set up in the first game. And you can tell exactly what happened as a result. The agency and whatever private stakeholders had interest in the agency or stock in the agency, they all got filthy rich while the civilians just became poor as shit and desperate. No means of transportation. I don't think I've seen any civilians in cars so far. It's just been the resistance, which is Cell and the agency. Neo-feudalism.
Now it's just a matter of activation. Expertly done. Activating that unit completed a power network. Now you need to deploy the beacon at the heart of a freak lair. The drop zone location is being sent to you now. I won't wish you luck. You don't need it.
Okay,
It's
well,
on standby for the weapons factory. Move out to the location marked on your tracker.
I'm about ready to shut him off again. Every time I went to say something in the first video, the voice of the agency would pop up and interrupt me. Doing it again. Okay, so I'm convinced at this point that there are no generals in this game. It's just these freak lairs and then activating whatever this damn thing is. It's taken the replacement for what made the first game so great in my opinion. I mean, I've said it before, they had a winning formula. Why did they change it? Speaking of which, I can easily say that Crackdown 3 stuck much closer to that formula than this did. And 3's the one that generally gets all the hate. And I can see for some reasons why. Like, why did they add that Marxist-loving chick to the game alongside the voice of the agency? Probably for DEI points. I mean, she doesn't really add anything to the game whatsoever. In fact, she's very annoying. How do I get up there? Oh, you bitch.
Road races can give your driving skills a serious boost. Look for the distinctive triggers throughout Pacific City.
I'm going to collect all your orbs. I think Crackdown...
Don't let it get away.
Oh, fuck those orbs. He sounds so stupid when he says that. Catch it. Don't let it get away. Like, how about no? Care about those. I'm not playing Crackdown so I can chase an orb. I'm playing Crackdown so I can kill some baddies and take out generals and shit, which isn't even in this game. But I was gonna say before that popped up, I think Crackdown 3 was the only one that actually had a decent usage of the driving system and the leveling up of the driving system, because they had the vehicles that could change between, you know, like a speed car, one that could climb up walls, and then a tank. That made driving quite fun, because you got vehicle kills, or kills while in a vehicle, and then it would level it up. Just like in this game, but you actually had a fun vehicle to do it with. In this game, you end up running so fast, it kind of makes going anywhere in a vehicle redundant. The reason to use them was kind of like Saints Row 4. They had vehicles, but why bother when you're superhuman? You could just fly around everywhere. Same thing here. Something started tanking my frame right there. Maybe I'll jump right on top of it. Nope, I didn't get it. I had already caught one of them by accident.
Here's to a new day.
I was jumping around collecting orbs and I landed on top. What is that thing over there? Oh yeah, it's one of those. Here's another collectible they added to the game. Like, those agility orbs, they're collectible, but they actually make, you know, a difference in the game. These is just, it's like text and audio files. It really, in my opinion, it adds nothing.
The change from human to creature may be but the first step on an evolutionary journey. I note that the newly infected all take on a similar form and a scrabbling nature, hence the epithet scrounger. This initial manifestation adopts a pack ethic to combat threats.
Yeah, I'm not jumping down there. I can't imagine they would be called freaks if the game came out like today. That would be deemed too offensive. When did everyone become such fucking babies? Actually, most people don't even agree with it. They don't like the censorship either.
Give the signal to request air support.
Here we go. This is what they replaced the generals' fights with.
Beacon deployment. Take a look around for additional ordnance, just in case.
This zombie horde mode type thing.
The beacon's going to take a short time to charge, Agent. Keep the freaks off of it until it detonates. Here come the freaks. Watch your HUD and tracker. It'll show any freaks attacking the beacon. Dispatch them quickly. Keep your distance, Agent. These freaks ooze acid, and they're not afraid to throw it.
Oh, those guys. Alright, yeah. Can't have them up there. They added turrets to this game. It doesn't really do much, but...
Be aware, Agent. The beacon is under attack. Still charging, Agent. Give it time.
Ultraviolet shotgun.
It's almost there, Agent. Just a little more power.
Need more power. You get away from my beacon. It's not yours. You respect my private property.
That's it, Agent. Time to shed a little light on this hellhole. Wow, that was bright. Cool, but bright.
Yeah, that's what they replaced the generals and the kingpins with, as far as I can tell, unless there's something that just isn't present in this game at this point that they unlock later. So far, it's not looking good. Who's shooting at me? Well, let me see here. Where's these other locations at? I mean, because if I'm just doing the same thing, and that one didn't really vary at all from the first Sunburst location that I did, I'm not really seeing the point in recording all these. I think the next video I'll do is when I capture some more of these tactical locations. But as for the Sunburst thing, if that's all there is to progressing towards the end of the main story, it's really not looking good for the review of this game.